divine wisdom, protection from shirk, and the battle against Iblis. In the vast annals of human history, there are secrets buried so deep that no shovel or satellite has ever been able to uncover them. For thousands of years, civilizations have risen and fallen, but one mystery remains untouched by time. Where is the final resting place of Hazrat Musa, the Kalimullah? Every great leader in history has a monument. The pharaohs have their pyramids, the kings have their Taj Mahals, but the man who split the Red Sea and spoke directly to the creator of the heavens and the earth lies in a grave that is invisible to the human eye. Unlike kings who erect tombs to assert their power, or rulers who inscribe their names in gold, the grave of Hazrat Musa was meant to vanish from human reach. Why? Because some secrets are too sacred to be displayed, and some lessons too crucial to be overshadowed by material monuments. Today, we dive into a secret that Iblis Satan desperately wants to reveal to the world, but by the divine decree of Allah, it remains a sanctuary of silence. Why did Allah hide the grave of one of his greatest messengers? Was it a geographical accident, or a profound shield for our faith? The unseen holds power. Even though we cannot see his grave, the presence of Musa continues in the world of Barzakh. This reality strengthens our faith in the unseen, reminding us that the spiritual realm is real, eternal, and protected by Allah. To understand the secret of the grave, we must go back to the moment of Hazrat Musa's departure from this world. The Sahih Hadith, Bukhari and Muslim, tells us a story that reflects the incredible strength and personality of Musa. When the angel of death, Malakul Maut, approached Hazrat Musa in the form of a man, Musa, not recognizing him as an angel, defended his privacy with a powerful blow. This wasn't out of fear of death, but out of the majestic temperament Jalali Allah had given him. When Allah sent the angel back with an offer of living for thousands of years, Hazrat Musa asked a single soul-piercing question: what happens after those thousands of years? The angel replied, then death. Musa replied without hesitation, then let it be now. But before he passed, he made a heart-wrenching request. He asked Allah to bring him close to the holy land Baytul Maqdis, within the distance of a stone's throw. Allah granted this wish, and he was buried in a desolate area, far from the reach of those who might turn his resting place into an idol. Our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, provided the only clue to this location. During the night of Isra and Miraj, the Prophet Muhammad passed by a specific spot. He described it as being near the road, under a Kathib al-Ahmar, a red sand dune. The Prophet Muhammad said, I saw Prophet Musa standing and praying in his grave. Subhanallah. This confirms that the bodies of the prophets are preserved by Allah and they remain alive in the world of Barzakh. But here is the miracle. Even though the Prophet Muhammad knew the spot, he did not mark it. Even when Hazrat Umar conquered Jerusalem, he did not seek to build a shrine there. Why? Because the secrecy is a divine shield. Allah knew the psychology of the children of Israel. They had already worshipped a golden calf while Prophet Musa was alive. If they knew where his grave was, Iblis would have easily tempted them to worship the grave itself, leading the Ummah into the darkness of shirk. Compare the arrogance of Pharaoh with the humility of Prophet Musa. Pharaoh sought to immortalize himself through statues, pyramids, and monuments. Prophet Musa rests under the simplicity of the desert sands, invisible to the world, yet the influence of Prophet Musa transcends time, far greater than any human-made monument. Look at the context of the Wadi Et. For 40 years, the Israelites wandered in the wilderness as a punishment for their disobedience. It was in this lonely, harsh environment that Prophet Musa took his final breath. By burying him in the wilderness, Allah ensured that no city would grow around his grave. The red sand dune is a shifting landmark. In the desert, dunes move with the wind. What is here today is gone tomorrow. This is how Allah uses nature to protect the sanctity of His Prophet's resting place from the obsession of tomb worshippers. We have heard that the grave of Hazrat Musa is hidden under a red sand dune. But have you ever wondered, why specifically red? In ancient geographical texts, red is the color associated with the earth surrounding the Sinai Peninsula and Mount Sinai Coetor. It symbolizes the fire and light Prophet Musa saw when he first spoke to Allah. Geologists explain that sand is a restless element. Unlike a mountain of stone or a grave made of marble, a sand dune is constantly moving. Today it is here. Tomorrow the wind carries it miles away. By placing the grave under shifting sands, Allah created a moving fortress. No GPS, no satellite, and no archaeologist can ever fix a permanent coordinate for his grave, because Allah's cloak of sand is constantly reshaping itself. This is how Allah ensured that Iblis could never establish a fixed point of shirk idolatry. Hazrat Musa was known for his Jalali temperament, a majestic, powerful, and awe-inspiring personality. We know from the Quran and Hadith that Musa possessed immense strength. He once struck an Egyptian with a single blow that resulted in death, and he even struck the angel of death when he appeared in human form. Islamic tradition suggests that the resting place of such a powerful prophet is not a place of ordinary silence. It is said that the earth around his grave carries a haibat, a sense of divine awe. Some spiritual scholars believe that because Musa was the Kalimullah, the one who spoke to God, his resting place vibrates with the echo of that divine encounter. It is a station of immense spiritual energy, almost as if the ground itself is in a state of perpetual tasbih praise. Many wonder why, with all our modern technology, we still haven't stumbled upon this spot. It is believed that Hazrat Musa's grave is protected by a permanent guard of angels. Iblis Satan is desperate to find this location to turn people toward grave worship, but the angels maintain a spiritual veil over the area. The forbidden zone, to the human eye, it looks like a simple desert road, but in the spiritual realm, it is a forbidden zone. Unless Allah grants permission, no soul, human or jinn, can perceive the true location of the man who saw the light of God on Mount Sinai. The exact place where Musa is buried is unknown, but tradition holds that Salahuddin Ayyubi once had a dream where he was shown this spot. He had a mosque built on the site, which was further expanded by Sultan Baybars in 1269 CE. The maqam is located 11 km south of Jericho and 20 km east of Jerusalem. Musa is mentioned by name 136 times in the Quran, more than any other prophet. A Mamluk inscription at the site reads that the construction of this maqam over the grave of the prophet who spoke with God, Moses, is ordered by His Majesty Sultan Daher Abu al-Fatah Baybars in the year 668 Hijri. The building consists of a large central courtyard surrounded by over 120 rooms with the burial chamber of Prophet Musa on the right of the mosque, which is built against the western wall of the courtyard. In Islam, Moses' burial place is also considered to be unknown. However, local Muslim tradition places the tomb of Moses at the Maqam Muslim shrine of Nabi Musa, Prophet Moses. It is not known when this tradition has first emerged. The Jerusalem-Jericho Road was one of the primary routes used by Mediterranean Arabs to make a pilgrimage to Mecca. The site where the shrine stands since the 13th century is located at what would have marked the end of the first day's march in that direction. Originally, it was simply a point from which pilgrims could rest, look across the Jordan Valley, catch a glimpse of Mount Nebo where, as suggested by the Hebrew Bible, the tomb of Moses used to be, and venerate it from this spot. It seems that by the time when Mamluk Sultan Baybars visited the site in 1269 while returning from his Hajj, there must have been some association, since he set about building an extensive shrine. Murphy O'Connor considers that gradually the lookout point for Moses' distant gravesite beyond the Jordan was confused with Moses' tomb itself, laying the ground for the cultic importance Nabi Musa was to acquire in the Sunni reverence of Saints Wallace. The Arab geographer Mujir al-Din from Jerusalem, writing in the 1490s, admits that the tradition has only a weak chance of authenticity, but that Nabi Musa still is the most popular among several sites with similar claims. The Tayyabi and Dawoodi Bohra Ismaili sects also believe in this tradition. Compare this to the Pharaoh. The tyrant who claimed to be God is now a mummified corpse in a glass box, a spectacle for tourists. But Musa, the humble servant of Allah, is covered by the sheet of divine mercy, hidden and protected. Today, many claim to have found the grave through satellite imagery or old maps. But remember, if Allah and His Messenger chose to keep it hidden, no technology can truly unveil it. If we are discussing the mysteries surrounding Hazrat Musa, we must mention an event that completely defies human logic. This story is the key to understanding why some things remain hidden from us. There was a moment when Hazrat Musa was asked if anyone on earth was more knowledgeable than him. He replied no, believing himself to be the most learned. Allah then revealed to him that there was a servant named Hazrat Khidr who possessed a type of knowledge that Musa did not. Their journey together was filled with paradoxes. Khidr damaged a poor man's boat, ended the life of a young boy, and repaired a wall for a town that refused them food. Even a prophet as great as Musa could not remain patient in the face of such illogical acts. Later, Khidr revealed the hidden wisdom behind each act, secrets that saved lives and protected fortunes. This is the ultimate lesson. Just as there was a hidden mercy behind Khidr's actions, there is a hidden mercy in why Allah concealed Musa's grave. This segment teaches the viewer that when Allah hides something, it is not to keep us in the dark, but to protect a much larger divine plan. Alongside the grave of Hazrat Musa, there is another relic that has been missing for thousands of years, the Tabut-e-Sakina, also known as the Ark of the Covenant. This sacred chest contained the original staff of Musa, his clothes, the shoes of Hazrat Harun, and the original stone tablets of the Torah. It was a source of immense peace and divine presence for the Israelites. Historical and religious traditions suggest that this ark vanished around the same time as Musa's passing. Iblis Satan has spent centuries influencing people to hunt for this chest, hoping to use its power to mislead humanity. The disappearance of both the grave and the ark is no coincidence. It proves a consistent pattern. Allah removed every physical object associated with Musa that people might have mistakenly elevated to the status of a god. By hiding the relics, Allah forced the world to focus on the Creator, not the creation. As we approach the end of this journey, we look beyond the sands of this earth to the day when all secrets will be revealed, the day of judgment. Our Prophet Muhammad said, "When the trumpet is blown and everyone falls unconscious, I will be the first to regain consciousness. I will see Musa already standing there, holding on to one of the pillars of the throne of Allah." Scholars explain that Musa might not even fall unconscious on that terrifying day because he had already experienced a fainting in this world when he saw a glimpse of Allah's light on Mount Sinai. The man who pleaded to be close to the Holy Land at the time of his death was given a station closer to Allah than anyone could imagine. His grave may be anonymous on earth. His resting place may be a secret in the desert. But in the heavens, his name and rank are known to all. The mystery of the red sand dune is not a puzzle to be solved. It is a miracle to be respected. It reminds us that while the physical body returns to dust, the soul that stays firm in Tawheed, oneness of God, lives forever in the light of the Almighty. The lesson for us is clear. True love for a prophet is not in building grand domes over their graves, but in following the Tawheed, oneness of Allah they spent their lives protecting. Hazrat Musa fought against the tyrant Taghut to establish the worship of one God. His hidden grave is a final slap in the face of Iblis, who waits for any chance to lead us astray. Let us pray for the soul of the great Kalimullah, resting under the sands of the desert, and let us strengthen our own faith in the unseen.